Welcome to the Inside Man podcast. I'm your host, Tim Martinez. Our lesson today is not every idea needs to be your own. Many times when young entrepreneurs are looking to get into business, they ask, what should I start? A common conundrum is, I don't have a business idea, but I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to be a business owner, but I don't have an idea. There's nothing new under the sun. Most businesses that exist are copies and replicas of other businesses that have come before them. If you look at the 20th century, most business models have been tried and proven out. Retail businesses, service-based businesses, restaurants, franchises, subscription models. We've seen most business models at this point. Now, with technological advancements and software as a service and things of that nature, granted, there's some new things coming around the corner, I'm sure, but at large, across most industries, everything has pretty much been proven out, which is good news because we can use history as our guide to see what has worked, what hasn't worked. You can look into the marketplace and see what kind of business you want to be in, what you want to start, what kind of business would float your boat. You don't necessarily need to recreate the wheel to get into business. But it's not only a business that this lesson applies to. If you're struggling with a certain aspect in your business, chances are other business owners have experienced that same struggle in the past. So you don't need to come up with some unique solution that can help you get over the hurdle, over the hump of this one problem in your business. Look what others have done to solve those problems in their businesses. Study those that have come before you. Stand on the shoulders of giants. It'll give you a different perspective. Your problems, in many cases, have been experienced and solved before by other businesses. One of the things that I do when I get stuck is I seek wise counsel. I go to people that are more experienced than me and I ask them, hey, what do you think about this situation that I'm dealing with? Have you encountered this in the past? Do you know anyone that has overcome these obstacles? What did they do? Don't ever underestimate an outside perspective, especially an outside perspective of someone who has a lot of experience and from someone who has your best interest in mind. You can find solutions outside of your industry as well. Other businesses in other industries are using different solutions or technologies. They may use different talent and have different types of skills and use different resources, and that's how they overcome their obstacles, which may be very similar to yours. Maybe there's a business model in a different industry that you think could apply to the industry that you want to get into. So look around you and repurpose, reuse, recycle, respectfully. Don't steal. You got to be careful of copyright and patent infringement and things of that nature naturally. But I'm not talking about that. I'm saying if you're coming up with a new idea, it doesn't necessarily need to be brand new. If that was the case, there would be millions of different types of business models out there. Take, for example, the franchise model. It doesn't apply just to restaurants or fast food chains. You can find the franchise model in medical practices, in educational practices, right? It's a good example of a certain type of model that's been reused, repurposed, tweaked, recycled. Look at how many different streaming services there are, music streaming services, right? These are people that are taking a model that's been built and proven out, and they tweak it and apply it to what they want to do in their business, in their industry. Now, this isn't to say that you shouldn't be a maverick if you have an idea that's so cutting edge that no one has ever seen it before, and you're going to completely change the market and change the game. But let's look at the iPhone. That's the easiest example. It's still a phone. It's just a very technologically advanced phone, but it's still a phone. And the business model attached to it is a monthly subscription service or fee, backed by one of the large telecommunications companies that have been around forever, AT&T, Verizon, you name it. So is it really that new and interesting and unique? The hardware and the software was, but the business model wasn't. So this example applies to what you're trying to do. You don't always need to be so cutting edge that businesses, partners, the market can't grasp what you're doing, how to get behind you, or how to back you. Many times in business, we approach it like we're creating high art. This doesn't need to be high art. It needs to be practical, useful. Find a problem, solve the problem. Remember, the market always decides if your product or service is valuable. So for those of you looking to start a business or looking for a business idea, look around you. Look at really good business models that you think could apply to your idea, your concept. Look in other industries for business ideas and see if they can apply in the industry that you're interested in moving into. Seek wise counsel. I used to use SCORE, Senior Council of Retired Executives. When I was young and coming up, it's a free service. They have many chapters all across the United States. You can sit down with someone who's very seasoned and experienced in business and get free advice. Remember, stand on the shoulders of giants. Read books. Listen to podcasts. Sign up for classes and courses. Self-educate. Get an outside perspective. A good idea is a good idea always. But timing is really important, so make sure that you're getting that wise counsel. Make sure that you're looking at the market. Make sure you're looking at other industries. And at a certain point, you got to go with your gut. But just know the name of the game is execution, not how unique your idea is. It would be more important to take an okay idea and get behind it 110% than to not get moving because you don't have the world's most unique idea. And again, this applies to everything in business. If you're experiencing a problem, chances are others have experienced that problem as well. Do your research. Do your homework. See what you can learn about how other businesses have solved their problems. Reuse, repurpose, recycle respectfully. Apply what you learn to your business and go after it 110%. All right, folks, that's it for me this week. Not every idea needs to be your own. I'd love to talk more about your business ideas. If you have any questions, find me online. Tim Martinez, the Inside Man. I'd love to chop it up anytime. Take care. Get out there. Go be a success.